Hello, my dear students. This video is on interview techniques and it is very much essential once you complete your graduation, as everyone has to attend the interview and it's like a part and parcel of your professional life. So, what are the interview techniques? Let's see what are the techniques now. So, firstly, we know what is an interview. Interview is like a question and answering session between the interviewer and interviewee, where the interviewer will try to assess the candidate's skills within a short period of time. So, the types of interview I've already explained in the previous video. You all can check in the playlist that is in the types of interview. We know what is a panel interview, where the experts are there to question the candidate, several experts, and face to face interview is where one interviewer will be there to question the candidate. So, what are the points which you need to keep in mind before going to the interview? First is read your curriculum vitae or applications and skills demanded. So when you go through the job posting, then just check for the criterias what exactly the company is looking for, and you need to prepare the resume as per the demand. So check your resume or the curriculum vitae before you attend the interview. Know the company. Knowing the company is very much important. Without knowing which company you're going to and what are the basic information, it's really ridiculous. So you need to know the relevant information about the company, and go to the company websites where you'll get the sufficient information. Then annual reports of the company, and business newspapers, magazines, and you can either directly contact the employees, that is the employee who is already working in that particular company. So when you are collecting the information about the company, these are the essential points which you actually have to be aware about. Firstly is what are the main production and service of that company. Then is about the annual sales, profit on the dividend, that is about the financial details. Then is you need to understand who are the competitors of that company. Then you should also understand about the area of operation, like which are the areas in which they are operating, what are the other branches and all. Then about the new products and services launched. So these are the essential points, that is you need to be prepared in prior before going for the interview. So these are the company details you need to keep in mind. Then is during an interview, employers evaluate. So first thing what an employer, that is the interviewer, will see in you is the self-confidence. Yes, definitely your technical knowledge and your soft skills, these are very much important. But this you can showcase and present in front of the interviewer only when you have self-confidence. So self-confidence is very much important. Just be confident with yourself, but don't be overconfident. Then is interpersonal skills. Interpersonal skills, the way you communicate with people or the interviewer, it is been analyzed over there. That is, they can understand the fluency in English, your listening, how you listen attentively and answer to the questions asked by the interviewer, and your honesty. Be honest enough. If you do not know any answer, just be honest enough and say to the interviewer that you do not know. Just don't keep bluffing. Then is the non-verbal or a body language. So talking about the non-verbal body language concepts, first thing is about your posture. When you're sitting, just sit erect without leaning on the desk or slouching in the chair, but don't be stiff and tense. Sit comfortably and confidently, and just avoid leaning on the desk of interviewer. Then is always make an eye contact. Make an eye contact doesn't mean you need to keep continuously staring at the interviewer. Then is don't use too many hand movements and frequent change of facial expression, not in relation to words you have expressed. Just try to avoid much of changes in facial expression and hand movements, especially many of them have got a habit of making a hand movement and showing the direction from where they belong to. This is really not needed. When you are telling like which place you belong to, you need not show the direction south, north, or east, west by making any kind of a hand movement. Just avoid it. Then is your outlook. Firstly, dress up formally and well groomed. You need to be neat enough, and you will never get a second chance to make a good impression. That point you need to keep in mind. Wear something that will make you feel comfortable and use simple accessories and jewelries, watches, ties, etc. Just avoid sports watch as much as possible. You need not wear it for the interview or the funky accessories. And scent, perfumes, and aftershave lotion should be avoided as much as possible because your interviewer might be having allergy or he must be feeling unpleasant or irritated by a sort of smell, so you just need to avoid it. Then is the expected qualities of the candidate. What are the expected qualities? Firstly is your verbal communication. As I told you, all interview is all about the oral communication where the interviewer is going to analyze you. So first thing they are going to see is your self confidence. So what are the ways where they can check your self confidence? That is the way you communicate. So communicate effectively. And if it is English language, just try to avoid MTI influence, that is your mother tongue influence, as much as possible. You have to avoid it actually. Then natural delivery and the fluency has been checked. Your pronouncing ability, that is pronounce sentence clearly. Speak little more loudly or lower your voice to draw attention of the expert if there is an important point or an opinion. Don't be monotonous like robot, just be live enough while speaking. Then, what are the points where they might get disappointed? Firstly, is by your vague and irrelevant answers to the questions, or maybe because of your little eye contact, nervousness, mannerism, such as playing with hair, ill mannerism, playing with hairs, nail biting, etc. These are the things from which they might get disappointed, and the lack of sincerity, and also when you are not able to make a mark, especially when you're explaining about your project work. Then, what are some qualities which are very important that you have to keep in mind? Firstly, is to take a practice run to the location where you are having an interview, and if presented with a job application, to fill it neatly, completely, and accurately. And do bring extra resumes to the interview to greet the interviewer, and do shake hands firmly. Now, the shake hand is only if the interviewer is going to offer you or he is going to initiate. You yourself need not initiate for the handshake. And do wait until you're offered a chair before sitting. This is very important, not only interview, in your professional life when you are entering into anyone's cabin. Then just remember, just wait until the chair is offered to you. Don't sit directly. And once the chair is been offered or the seat is been offered, just thank you. Just thank them. Then, what are the other points which you need to keep in mind? That is to make a good eye contact and show enthusiasm in the position and the company. Now, make sure that your good points come across to the interviewer in a factual, sincere manner. And more, you need to stress on your achievement. Then, what are the things which you have to avoid? Firstly, is avoid the controversial topic and just be honest enough in answering, and stop telling negative about your former colleagues, supervisors, employers. And for freshers, just stop talking negative about your college or professors or your friends. Then, don't answer questions with simple yes or no. This is really important thing to keep in mind. Your interviewer will keep on asking you question. You are not a robot that you will be just answering yes and no. Try to give explanation for every question. Then, other things which you have to avoid is stop inquiring about the salary, vacation, bonus, retirement, or other benefits until they give you an offer, job offer. Don't bring up or discuss personal issues or family problems, and don't say your past history as it is already mentioned in your curriculum vitae. After interview, do not forget to thank them for calling you for the interview, especially through letter, and indicate that you look forward to hear from them. Once you leave the interview, thanking is definitely there, but don't forget that you have to thank them through a letter also. Drop an email thanking them for calling for an interview, and also indicate that you look forward to hear from them. So these are the essential techniques which you have to keep in mind for getting prepared for the interview. So thank you. That's all for today.